मुझे लगता है कि एक तरह से ये process kickstart हो गया है with, like I said, these kind of cross-border collaborations, like Barzakh. I feel that in Indian television, drama serials were something at one point in time. आजकल तो यही बात होती है कि नीलोफर का क्या बन रहा है, तो मैं उसको फिर कहता हूँ okay bye. Enjoyed a very good relationship, with the Kapoor family. But मेरे सामने जो opportunities आ रही थी, मुझे उस पे capitalize करना था और उसका जो फायदा उठाना था. I was coming from a rock band, and we felt that we could change the world. My character, in particular, being Shahryar, who's an unhinged psychiatrist. You feel like you're then losing out on a lot, and the world is racing ahead, and you're being left behind. Maybe people who have gone through a far greater struggle than I have, but then Humsafar gave me that pay, 20 times more than what I was expecting. Jab hamari agli mulaqat hogi, I'll let you know what I think about it.
Definitely. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. Firstly, a hearty welcome to you on behalf of the entire Indian audience, and welcome to Pinkvilla. We are very happy to have you here.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Yeah. Fawad, you have chosen the show Barzakh after doing shows like Humsafar, Zindagi Hai and Dastan. So what is the USP of this show Barzakh?
The other TV shows I've done as well. I did a show called Akbari Asgari as well. For Barzakh, I think the USP was, one, the script, two, the team, and then three, in particular, Asim Abbasi. I'd seen his earlier work, and I've seen, I think he's a masterful, I think he's an amazing director and writer. So this was an opportunity that presented itself. And when I read the script, I was sold at first sight.
Even I saw the trailer, and it's quite intriguing because it deals with topics like mental health, postpartum, then gender inclusivity, and a lot of these things. So what preparations did you personally undergo to get into the skin of these topics?
Our preparation, we had a very detailed prep for the show, where we did readings and we did discussions about how, to tackle the character, my character, in particular, being Shahryar, who's an unhinged psychiatrist. Unhinged in the sense that I think he's a candidate for therapy himself. I'm laughing about it right now, but while shooting it, I think it sort of, was emotionally disturbing on many levels. But it was a complex character that, reading itself, kind of, sort of was self-explanatory in many ways. कि इसको perform किस तरह करना है. And then Asim, and then as a collaborative exercise, when we had this, discussion on what he was thinking about it, how I was thinking to approach it. So all of these things together led us to building the character.
Okay.
The way it's seen.
Yeah, like you said that when you were reading it, it was emotionally disturbing at many levels. So Fawad, as in the acting business, it's very unpredictable. So there are times when you sort of get you get upset when you don't get a project. And actors also deal with mental health on certain levels. And there are many others who silently tackle with it because I think somewhere it is still considered as taboo. So would you like to share some light on it? Because as actors, you have a great fan following. People listen to you, and you all also have the responsibility towards them. It may sort of help them. So could you tell us if you ever had a phase like that, and how did you overcome?
I think it's a business of vanity. So there is insecurity. To a certain degree, everyone faces that insecurity. I think the best way to tackle it is, I don't think I'm the right person to give advice, because मुझे लगता है कि there may be people who have gone through a far greater struggle than I have. I've been very lucky. I've been very fortunate. I'm very thankful and very grateful for that. But I feel that let things happen at their own pace. Let things just happen. When the time is right, things will happen.
Things will happen.
So मैं यही कह सकता हूँ कि patience is paramount. Patience is the key. But more than that, don't. If you're dedicated to the craft, then be dedicated to the craft in a way that do your work and then just kind of try to turn off that switch.
Turn off that switch. Yeah.
इसलिए शायद social media के थोड़े से against हमेशा रहा हूँ, because I feel that it puts you in a very vulnerable position. And you feel like you're then losing out on a lot, and the world is racing ahead and you're being left behind. But that is the pitfall, of the media business today. So it's been, I think, now 15 years, and the past 10 years more, where social media has been more of a presence in the lives of actors. So it's something that we're all acclimatizing to. And I think it will take time for us to understand that, yaar, it's probably not the be-all and end-all in life. There are far greater problems and far greater troubles in the world today than the careers that we pursue. Hamari pursuits में थोड़ी सी trivial है as compared to other things happening in the world. Where people are being washed away by poverty and floods. तो चीजों को जरा नीचे की तरफ देख के फिर आप you need to, then you learn to be grateful for what you have. That's what I think.
Absolutely. Barzakh marks your second association with Sanam. How has it been working with her, and how has the equation evolved over these years?
I think Sanam is a phenomenal actor, and the equation of working with her is like, I feel very comfortable. It's a very comfortable zone to work in. And after so many years in Barzakh, I mean, there are surprises for the audience. It may not be what they expected, but it is an interesting dynamic. And having worked with her after so many years, I'm so glad that because she's such a gifted actor, that she's it automatically happens. You're just kind of, as an actor, I feel that it's more about reaction than it is about action. And then when you have such a talented actor in front of you and you're reacting to one another, it makes your job so much more easier.
And it goes both ways.
It goes both ways.
Yeah.
I hope so. I mean, you can ask her that.
No, we are vouching for you.
Thank you.
Okay. फवाद, बहुत पहले आपने ये कहा था कि आपने हमसफ़र पेचेक के लिए किया था. तो I just wanted to understand कि were you trying to establish yourself back then as an actor? Were you struggling? Was that your struggling phase? And what was going on in your mind? And how did you overcome that struggle? Because your experience might help other aspiring actors also, because a lot of them look up to you.
Achha, so the story behind that is that the subject was such that I was not in the frame of mind of playing that role. And उस वक्त भी मैंने कहा कि मुझे हमेशा कुछ जरा थोड़ा सा औखा is in the sense, it is a word that is, हम कहते हैं औखा या undrab, is something off the wall, and I wanted to do some stuff like that at that point in time. So when you're young, you want to do things that are more revolutionary. Everyone goes to that phase. I will change, especially at that point in time. I was coming from a rock band, and we felt that we could change the world, and with our music and God knows what. And I wanted to attempt complex subjects. I wasn't prepared, but that's what I wanted to do. But then Humsafar gave me that pay, 20 times more than what I was expecting. In return, I owe it a lot, and I have fond memories of the set. But yeah, it is a subject that I did not want to attempt at that time. So if you look at it that way, I think like for actors, मैं आज ये कहता हूँ कि और मेरे एक बहुत अच्छे दोस्त हैं, the director Asim Raza. He said कि यार आज अगर opportunity आई है, attempt करो, देखो, and then अगर आगे कल को नहीं करनी हुई तो फिर ना करना. But dismissing it just off the, just being so dismissive of it is maybe not the way to start work, because that's not how it's going to happen. You have to start somewhere.
Right.
You have to be nothing before you're something, right? You are nothing before you're something.
Absolutely.
So you have to start with that nothing.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying that Humsafar was that nothing, but I think it was an opportunity to at least get into the world of acting. Even though I had done Dastan before that, I had done Khuda Ke Liye before that, but मेरे सामने जो opportunities आ रही थी, मुझे उस पे capitalize करना था और उसका जो फायदा उठाना था. And I would say to actors that, at least you'll get an opportunity or a chance to polish your craft at the very least. And at the most, it can reward you. So there are surprises in everything. And it was a surprise for me as well, the response for that.
Fawad, Humsafar is still being talked over here in India. It's one of the, people are crazy about that show here. And not just Humsafar, but every Pakistani drama. The Indian audience loves it so much. It's my personal experience. So what do you think is about what is the USP of the Pakistani dramas that is hitting the right chord over here to the Indian audience?
I think we, because the Pakistani industry, there have been dips in the film industry. So the visual medium of entertainment in Pakistan was primarily television. Yeah. So that, I think, became the strong suit of the industry. We learned how to work on narratives for television. And I think when you spend so much time, when you give it over the 10,000 hours, obviously you're doing something right when the audience is constantly praising that thing. So uske upar jo hai zyada kaam hua hai. I think that when you've given it that amount of time, just like India, I think the strong suit is cinema. And in India, it's been going on for like a century now.
Yeah.
So it becomes your strength. And I think because writers are more tuned to writing longer narratives, as opposed to, I feel that in Indian television, drama serials were something at one point in time, but now it's more about soap operas. So मुझे लगता है कि and actors or directors की जो dream थी was to work more so in cinema. Here in Pakistan, it's been television. So that is why I think we're good at telling stories on television because of that.
Yeah, absolutely. And now that we are talking about cinema, Fawad, you've been a part of Indian cinema as well, and you've left a great impression behind. So, which is the last Indian movie that you enjoyed?
Kapoor and Sons.
Kapoor and Sons.
You're talking about the work that I've done, right?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
We wept. I wept. I wept a lot watching that show, that movie, because it's a very complex family. It's a dysfunctional family equation that is shown. So, yeah.
I feel that I think it's the story of every family in a way,
Yeah.
But it's been shown in the contemporary would be the wrong word. I think it's just been shown in such a real setting.
Absolutely.
That it's entertaining in just seeing the characters present themselves with their flaws. And that I feel overall, I think pre-2016, there have been films that have been done in that way. But that was one such film that stood out because it was no frills. It was just telling things how they are. So it tells the story of any Desi family in a very honest way. And that's what I love about it.
And we love that too. So cinema lovers are really missing you here, Fawad. Any plans of doing something here?
Well, मैं हमेशा ही कहता हूँ, when the time is right, things will happen on their own.
Yeah.
So ये तो वक्त ही बताएगा और हालात बताएंगे कि क्या होता है आगे.
हम उस वक्त का बेसब्री से इंतजार करेंगे.
Sorry?
हम उस वक्त का बेसब्री से इंतजार कर रहे हैं.
Thank you so much. मुझे लगता है कि एक तरह से ये process kickstart हो गया है with like I said, these kind of cross-border collaborations, like Barzakh,
Correct.
So in a way, I'm there for the audience to see, and I hope that they like my work.
Of course, of course. So there was this video that I saw recently of yours, and it really touched my heart. Like you said कि आप social media पर ज़्यादा active नहीं हो, तो आपका एक video है जो माहिरा खान के wedding से viral गया था, where the great Abida Parveen ji was performing, और you were sitting there, and it caught the eyes of everyone. How is it like, with Mahira? Because she has also done Indian movies, you have done. आप लोगों का equation कैसा है? What do you all discuss when you all are together?
बस मजाक ही करते हैं. So Mahira and I have known each other now since Humsafar, so it's been quite some time, and I think our friendship has grown over the years. तो आजकल तो यही बात होती है कि नीलोफर का क्या बन रहा है, तो मैं उसको फिर कहता हूँ ओके बाय.
मैंने आपका एक वीडियो देखा था, एक चैट शो था शायद माहिरा के साथ, जहां आप लोगों की इतनी मस्ती हो रही थी, एंड माहिरा वाज लाइक लेट मी स्टार्ट. तो वो बहुत पुराना वीडियो था. इट वाज अ चैट शो.
खींचते रहते हैं.
ओके. व्हेन यू हैव बीन इन द इंडियन सिनेमा आल्सो यू हैव वर्क, तो यहाँ पर भी बहुत सारे आपके दोस्त बने हैं, जैसे कि सोनम, रणबीर, करण. यू हैव वर्कड विद देम. तो किसी से मुलाकात हुई हाल ही में कहीं पर? Are you in touch with them?
I'm in touch. On and off. हमारी बात हो जाती है कभी कभार चैट पे, and on phone. So I'm in touch, and I've enjoyed a very good relationship, with the Kapoor family. And there's still, I think, a lot of love and respect. Even with Karan and Shakun. So दोस्तियां हैं, and then there's some producer friends जिनके साथ गपशप लगती रहती है, और फिर ये इरादा होता है कि कभी कभार कहते हैं कि यार चलो कहीं पे मिल लेते हैं, let's get together. So off and on we talk, we keep in touch, and we're still very cordial and still very friendly, and there's no love lost.
I'll take the last question, Fawad.
बताएं.
जैसे आपने अभी कहा कि कपूर फैमिली के साथ आपके अच्छे ताल्लुकात हैं, तो बस पूछना चाहूँगी कि रणबीर कपूर की एनिमल आपने देखी है या नहीं?
मैंने नहीं देखी है,
नहीं देखी.
और मैं देखना चाहता हूँ. नेटफ्लिक्स पे आ गई हुई है.
हाँ.
लेकिन मुझे देखने का मौका नहीं मिला. Everyone has been recommending. You also recommend that I watch it?
Yes, I recommend. I do recommend. You should watch.
अच्छा चल. जब हमारी अगली मुलाकात होगी, I'll let you know what I think about it.
Definitely. With that, we sum up the interview. All the very best for Barzakh. I really hope it breaks barriers, if not anything else.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much, Fawad, for talking to us.
Hi, this is Fawad Khan, and you're watching Pinkvilla.